Welcome everyone and thank you so much for joining in. As you can see guys, I am back here in Germany. Came maybe like around 5 hours ago. I'm still very tired to be honest, right? Traveled a lot. Budapest definitely was a great city and also had amazing time there, so definitely going to visit it one more time in the upcoming month. But for now we are going to talk about this one very interesting scenario which is unfolding right now here in price action of Bitcoin. Before I dive into the content guys, if you haven't destroyed that like button yet, please do it right now. And also for those individuals watching this for the first time, come on, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now talking about this in a 4-hour time frame, we are aware, we have talked about this inverse head and shoulder and also the descending broadening wedge, a bullish continuation pattern, plenty of time in my video. Why? Because we have found out that in the past price action, the price of Bitcoin has formed this descending broadening wedge, inverse head and shoulder, even showed this bullish scenario. But this bullish scenario was not a move here in this manner. We had days of consolidation, right? And then only price reaching the target line. And what happened after reaching the target line? We got a rejection and also this downward continuation pattern followed. So why am I showing you that? Because we are forming a very similar scenario, inverse head and shoulder and also this descending broadening wedge where the neckline has already been broken. So if this trend continuation is going to happen, then we are aware guys, the price of Bitcoin could be also showing a very similar scenario in this manner. I mean more of a range bound, right? Consolidation and then price reaching the target area before choosing a trend duration. So that's why guys, this target around this 24,000 is definitely going to be our upcoming price target for Bitcoin. But before that, we also have to break one very important resistance from this 200 weekly SMA. We have been very clear about this chart as well, because in a weekly time frame, this 200 weekly moving average has always supported the price in a downtrend. And after reaching that area, we have also seen a very nice impulsive price movement, and this exact scenario has unfolded again and again. In our case, the price is below this 200 weekly moving average, so I made it very clear that this same line, which has previously acted as a support, could be acting as a resistance since we are below it. But this resistance to be tested, what must happen? The price must get gravitated around this 200 weekly SMA before choosing a trend direction. And now you can see why in a medium short term this price movement here towards this 23,000 actually make a lot of sense, because if we do get gravitated around that area, then we have a resistance from this 200 weekly SMA, and also we are going to reach the target from this descending broadening wedge. So that's why guys, that's why price range between this 22 to 24,000 is the most important line for Bitcoin, because I showed you that according to this Williams Alligator indicator, right now the area where we are finding ourselves is also an area where the price has always found resistance, because since this is a downward continuation pattern, Williams Alligator indicator also flashing this bearish crossover, this Williams Alligator indicator, just like here from the past price action, is definitely going to be another strong line of resistance. And you have seen guys, each and every time we got resistance, we have a bigger price pullback. So these three lines are going to be a very important resistance line between these 22,000 to 24,000 price area. So that's why we want the price of Bitcoin at any cost to overcome this obstacle and find a proper support over it. Because if we do that, if the price of Bitcoin is going to find support above this 24,500, 24,700 range, then this is going to be a continuation pattern here in this manner, invalidating all the bearish scenario what I've just showed you. Because we know then we will be above this 200 weekly SMA. That is a very good sign. And also this here is going to be an actual trend reversal and not a fake out like this here. Because beside this, if you also look at this example here, now let me show you why this 22 to 24,000 is going to be one of the most important obstacle for Bitcoin here in the immediate short term and also in the upcoming days. And breaking that will invalidate all the bearish scenario which we have talked so far in my video. Because if we look at this here in a 4-hour time frame, but in a very simple way, for that what I'm going to do, add this rising trend line, because if you follow this rising trend line, we have seen very clearly price each and every time tested around that area. What happened? We got a resistance, resistance, resistance. Now, if I would add another trend line here to the downside, you can see very clearly, guys, the price of Bitcoin actually was inside this rising wedge. And in a downtrend, this rising wedge is considered as a bearish scenario, even though we found support at the lower line area of this rising wedge. And you can see now, if this is going to be a rising wedge here in this manner, then we are getting another very, very important warning sign. So if this is going to be a failed rising wedge, I mean not a bearish continuation here in this manner, but a movement here in this way first, right? Price testing the resistance, which I just showed you, resistance around this or between this 22 to 24,000 here, 200 weekly SMA, also reaching the target from this descending broadening wedge. Then you can see, guys, this rising wedge, even though this is going to be looked as a bearish scenario first, it is going to show a movement here in this manner between this 24 to 22,000 range, between this area, before choosing an actual trend direction. So that's why even though this is looked as a bearish scenario here in the medium short term, the probability is very high that the price of Bitcoin could be testing the resistance between this 22,000 to 24,000 before choosing an actual trend direction. So these are some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in today's video. I am very tired, to be honest. That's why this video is very short. I'm sorry for that, because we drove almost like around 12 hours yesterday, so I'm very, very tired, going to take a nap. But tomorrow I am going to come with more power and also with some crazy content. So until tomorrow, guys, have a good day. Bye bye.